Hello, everyone.
Hello.
How are you ladies doing today?
We are
doing really good.
We're spinning today.
Oh.
We're having some You're doing pretty good right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, awesome.
All right. Well, let's take a minute and say hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here tonight, and welcome to the Chatterbox. For those that are new to the show, let's talk about it live. This is where you will find three women diving in to discuss, debate, and explore a variety of topics. Tonight we are talking about Texas family camping and their adventure that they're on. As you know, none of this is scripted, so anything.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm losing place. Anyway, let's talk, and you can remember to ask questions over in the Chatterbox, and we challenge you to rise by lifting others. All right, and this over here is, wait, over here. Oh no! All right, down here.
I'm Nette from MelNetteLivingFreeZipCodeless.
And I'm Theresa with Meant to Be RVing.
And BB with Beyond Beauty 3. Let's take a moment and welcome everyone over here in the chat. We have Van Life with Gina Payne, who came in first. She needed an upfront seat. Bob's Adventures on Wheels needed an upfront seat too, so he came a little early. We have Nomadic Hippie. We have Thrifty Angela, Linda R., Roy and Becky's Travels, Fordman, a.k.a. Kenneth Oakes, Lynn the Okie, and I'd like to take a minute and welcome up Texas Family Camping if they are ready to come on up. All right.
Hey.
Welcome, David and Tanya.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We're so glad to be here. It's nice to be asked on to various different live streams. This is really neat.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is our second one that we've been interviewed on, so learning as we go.
Yep.
We all are.
Uh-huh.
It's very nice to meet you guys.
Yep.
My name is
Where do
Tanya.
you want to begin? Do you want to talk a little bit about their channel?
Yeah, David, if you can tell us a little bit about your channel.
All right. Our basic overview is we like to we go camping, and we like to do reviews on the campgrounds that we go to, and then we also do reviews on camping gear, usually stuff that we use. I do a few videos where I'll actually go to stores and just show all the camping gear that store has to offer, and then just sometimes just outdoor family fun. We've got a couple little girls, and we like to get outside and interact with them outdoors and just have some fun as a family. So our channel usually focuses on those items, anything camping and outdoors, and we like to cover that stuff. And we got started, it was all about showers. We'd gone camping at one park that had great showers. We went to another park and the showers weren't so great. And we're like, man, if only there were some YouTube videos that showed us what the showers were like at these parks. And so that was kind of the spark that began.
Yeah, and that's a really good idea to do what you're doing, because as far as there's not much out there, like you're saying. If you want to go and check out a park, you know, you want to know what's basically the good and the bad,
right?
You know, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, we get the highlights.
You want to know the bathroom.
A lot of people show the waterfalls, right? So who's showing the bathrooms?
Right. Yeah.
You are my kind of people. I am. Let me explain. I tend to ask everyone about bathrooms, and you started the conversation with bathrooms. I love it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Bathrooms are important. That's the safe space.
Yes. Yes.
Right. So how old are your little
That was
girls?
fun.
They're 9 and 7. Well, 9.5 and
6.5.
and 6.5. Sorry, 6.5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She said 7 because she just bought them some clothes today, and they're both much taller than they should be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they must
Thrifty
get it
Angela
from
said she
you.
wants to know. Thrifty Angela wants to know about bathrooms also. So
Oh,
Awesome.
yeah,
Even Bob says right into the toilet.
right in the toilet. First thing.
You know, one of my more successful videos is actually about Ozark Trail portable toilet, and it cracks me up. It's about to hit 2,000 views, and I ended the video with, "Stop watching this video. Why are you even here? It's a video about toilets."
No crap.
Yeah.
I keep telling everybody that toilets are important, and the chat always says to me, "Why do you always ask people about their toilets?" I said, "Well, you got to know these things. Someone's living in a van versus living in an RV versus tent camping. It's interesting
Right.
to know, the different ways, the different things they use."
Exactly.
They take care of that stuff. Exactly.
And tell them about the best bathroom.
The best bathroom?
The ones that we
At Lake Buchanan?
to. Yeah.
And it's Black Rock Park at Lake Buchanan in Texas. And the bathrooms, you had your own individual bathroom. You went in and locked the door. You had the sink. You had a bench to sit on, toilet, nice shower. The shower heads move. That's a benefit to us.
Mm-hmm.
And then it even had heat lamps. You can turn on the little orange heat lamp to warm up the room. And I'm like, I mean, it wasn't, the most beautiful thing in the world, but
And there are bugs.
There's bugs because it's still a campsite.
But it's yours. You get to go there, and you have a code to get in and everything. So it's very personal. I like it.
Yep, that's our favorite.
Yes.
That sounds really nice. Have you ever been to a campground that has like half walls, or not half walls, but they don't have the full ceiling and the showers are in there?
Yeah, we've seen those.
Yes.
Those drive me nuts.
They're leaning a lot more towards more full separated ones. Guadalupe River State Park just opened a brand new bathroom. We actually got to go in and do a video of it the day it opened. And it was a similar situation. The only difference is they didn't have the toilet and the sink in there. But you could go into a room with a shower and lock the door. And it was just you in there with a place to sit down and plenty of hooks for your towels. And that was very nice.
That was nice. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, do you always camp at campgrounds, or do you sometimes do like wilderness camping at all?
Not yet. Not yet. We're open to different styles of camping. We're not the type to say that, because our girls like to camp in cabins too. So we're not going to sit here and say, hey, if you go in this cabin, you're not camping. We enjoy it all.
Right. Yeah.
I want to hike up the Guadalupe Mountains. Tanya's not quite game for that.
Yeah.
But I want to actually do a backpack plan to go up there, and hopefully one of my girls or two of my girls can go with me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, how long have you been tent camping?
It was 2001 when we were living in Georgia.
Yeah.
And I had a coworker that said, you need to take your wife and son camping. And we have a son who's older.
Yeah.
And we were living in Georgia, and he told us of a state park to go to in North Georgia, Moccasin Creek State Park. He sent us with all his camping gear. And that's when we started camping.
Yes.
I had done some tent camping in high school with high school friends. What about you? Were you camping before?
Well, I was in like Girl Scouts and Brownies and stuff, so we
Mm-hmm.
used to go camping and like that. So I had done that before. My dad loves to camp, so yeah, I've been camping for a while.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay.
And Moccasin Creek State Park, if anybody's in Georgia and can go up there, that's beautiful. We love that area.
Our 3 years living in Georgia, we made sure we went up there every spring break.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how many states have you visited so far?
Well, we lived in Georgia. I grew up in South Dakota, which I've taken her to visit.
Mm-hmm.
My mom lives in Florida, so we've been there a few times. My dad lives in Colorado, so we've been there a few times.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the times we travel, we drive, so
Mm-hmm.
you just do some crisscrosses across the America. Yeah. Oddly enough, I've noticed we've never set foot in Arkansas. Not by choice. We always wind up going around Arkansas.
We have a question from the chatterbox. Van Vita Travels wants to know, how long have you been married?
20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, July 28th was our 20th anniversary.
Yes.
Aw.
We have another question over here from Lindy Okie. She said, how did you come to live in Texas?
Well, she was born here.
Yeah, I was born in Amarillo, Texas. Lived in Lubbock and then moved to San Antonio. And so I've always been here, but met him in, what year was that? 99?
99.
In 99, and we got married in 2000.
Mm-hmm.
And so he had come in 99 from
98.
98 from Florida.
Yeah, I was living with my mom in Florida, and I decided I wanted to change, and so I packed up and headed west and settled on San Antonio.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We have another question for you from Bob's Adventures on Wheels. He said, how'd they get so good at filming?
Yes.
That's all him. I take pictures. He does the filming and all that, but me and our daughter Kaylin, she'll take pictures. I'll take pictures, but he does all the other editing and stuff.
Most of our filming is done with our phones. So one of the reasons that we started, I have a phone that's called the OnePlus 6T, which a lot of people say, yeah, but what is it? A Samsung or an Apple? I said, it's a OnePlus. And they're like, yeah, but what is it? It's a OnePlus. That's the brand of the phone. Me and a buddy got these, and he said, hey, did you try the 4K 60 frames per second? And I go, no. And so I started playing with it one day, and I'm like, this thing has amazing video quality.
Mm-hmm.
And so I shot some stuff and put it up on my personal YouTube, which I won't tell you what that is because it's embarrassing, but I was like, it looks really good. And so when we started, I started just filming with the phone. And I discovered later on that you can get lenses that mount to the phones from the brand Moment. And so these cases, I've gotten us all cases now
Mm-hmm.
where you can get these different lenses and they can just twist right onto the lens of the camera or the phone. And so it improves the quality then of the camera phone. And then from there, I've got some gimbals and I've got a tripod, and then we do have a drone, which is really just a fancy camera on propellers.
Yeah.
So then from there, I come up with ideas. I'm a fan of good-looking film and photos and stuff like that, and so I watch stuff. And while everybody else might be watching a movie for the story, I'm sitting there thinking about, man, how did they film that shot?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we have another question from the chatterbox, and then I have a question for you too. Linda R. said, what is your favorite place that you have camped at?
Yeah, well, I mean, we always think of Lake Buchanan, but Lake Buchanan, when we go there, it's a cabin. So
Yeah,
it's not a full cabin. You have to walk to the bathroom. You don't have a kitchen inside. You still have to cook out on the picnic table, and you have to bring your sleeping bag. But it's inside of a building. We love it though, because as soon as you walk right out the cabin door, there's
water.
big Lake Buchanan right out your cabin door. It's really good.
Mm-hmm.
And they do have tent sites there. I mean, they also have RV sites too, but for some reason the RV sites are in the trees, like up the hill. They put all the cabins like right on the water.
Yeah, and the cabins are closer to those bathrooms that we love.
Yep.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
Trying to think of what our favorite tent camping spot's been so far.
I would go back to Moccasin Creek.
Oh, in Georgia?
And that's not here in Texas, but that was...
Had a lot of fun memories.
We fell in love with heated bathrooms.
It would get really cold at night, and we weren't trained yet. So we wake up freezing in the middle of the night, go to the bathroom, and be holding our hands up to the heater on the wall ceiling.
So I heard that, Tanya, you're a photographer. Is that correct?
I'm not really amateur, but
she's got a Note 10, and she's just been practicing. And what we do is, when we go somewhere to a campsite, I have her. She just takes a bunch of pictures, and I have her turn them over to me, and then I just go through. And
he always says, "You take too many pictures."
She does. She's filling up my hard drive, but at the same time, I go through and I'm like, "There's some great pictures in here."
Yeah.
I do that same thing. I play with photography. I've done it for years, and I'll take 10 to 20 pictures of the same thing because I don't feel like I have it just perfect. So I totally get that. But I'm guessing that you're the editor, David?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
You know, and Tanya has an entirely different set of skills that's not really all that involved with our YouTube channel. Why don't you show them your cup?
Oh.
Can y'all see I don't know if the lighting's right, but.
Oh, wow. Yes.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That's
So this
beautiful.
is the tumbler she got from Walmart, and then she's just decorated it and painted it. She's got a number of different styles. I should have brought mine in here. My favorite car is the 96 Dodge Viper that was blue with the 2 white stripes, and she made me a cup similar that looks just like the car with the 2 white stripes on the cup, and it's got sparkles like the car.
Yeah.
So, and then the other thing is she does paintings, like canvas paintings of a similar style.
Yeah, I like doing art, that kind of art, and very artistic. And the girls are artistic as well. They love it. So
that brings up 2 questions for me. Do you showcase your art and your talents on your channel at all? Are there videos that we could find?
Not yet. Not
yet, but I'm working on that. I have everything set up. I could start recording. I just haven't.
Like when I use Adobe Premiere Pro to edit the videos, and so when I subscribed to that, it allowed me to put the software on 2 computers. So I gave all the rest of it to her on her laptop. So whenever she's ready, I'm more than willing to help her. She's been wanting to watch and see me doing editing and stuff so that she can begin to start getting ready to probably do her own channel someday.
Yes.
Hey.
And then the phone that you were talking about, that's a very specific phone, but it sounds really cool, especially being able to add lenses and stuff. Did you do a review of it on your channel or show it at all?
I did. There is one. The brand is called Moment, and I want to say, I believe the video says Moment lenses in the title, but it's the case. As long as they make the case, they designed the hole very, very specifically to fit that lens in there. So, and they make them for Google Pixels and the iPhones and all the Samsungs, as well as the OnePlus brand.
Okay.
I'm trying to think where my lenses are. Actually, will you grab me that bag right there?
This bag.
I'll show you all.
I know everyone's always trying to figure out the easiest and best way to do it. It sounds like you've got a really great way of filming there.
Well, a lot of people we watch that have these really good-looking YouTube channels, and they're buying cameras that cost anywhere from $600 to $6,000.
Wow.
And I would love to absolutely get one of those someday, but it's crazy. So these lenses, this one's the anamorphic lens. It costs $150. So your first thought is, this tiny little thing is expensive. But when you figure that an anamorphic lens for a movie camera is about $10,000, I'd say I hit the jackpot.
Yeah.
So what I do is I just take it and just put it right on there on the phone, pop the front off, and then I've got my anamorphic lens, which it has a kind of a curve to it, and this one actually gives a real true widescreen view. So when you see the black bars on the top and the bottom, they're there because this actually added 33% more video from the sides.
Oh,
and it
wow.
also adds like some cinematic lens flare and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you
That's
see the
really
sun
cool.
in my videos, you see like the blue lines coming across. That's coming from this lens.
Mm.
And Lindy Oki's asking the same thing I had noticed. I just hadn't got around to asking yet. She says, "What's the screensaver on the computer? Looks like a very beautiful picture."
That is our 9-year-old daughter, Kayla.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's beautiful.
And I could probably switch it. I have, let's see, how do we do it?
He has 2 monitors.
There you
Yes. Each girl on
There's
on
Kira,
each monitor.
our 6-year-old. It'll
Oh, yeah.
it'll alternate slowly throughout the day between the 2 girls.
Yeah.
All right. We have a question from Our Destinations. She says, "How many masks does he have? I love the mask videos."
They are crazy. Fun.
Yes, I saw Nette was going through and watching them all today and yesterday.
Yes.
Let's see, how many masks do I have? We got Iron Man, Ant-Man, Star-Lord, Darth Vader, Boba Fett, the Stormtrooper, and then the V for Vendetta.
Oh, yes.
And I can't.
So, do you
Everybody's
want
like, you need to
tell
do more.
everybody-
But what's that?
to tell everybody kind of what you do with those masks?
Well, originally I used to just go to movie premieres with them on. But when the grocery store started saying I had to wear a mask to the store, I said, well, this sounds like the perfect opportunity to have a little fun. So I would mount my phone to a gimbal, and I would walk through the store holding the gimbal like this, right up until the grocery store manager kicked me out. But
Yeah.
that didn't stop me. I went to Walmart and finished up the video.
Uh-huh. You said you had 5 more things that you needed to go buy.
I did. I was V for Vendetta, and I was buying 5 things, and they all started with the letter V.
So we have a question from Nomadic Hippie. He says, "Do you ever think you're going to switch from tent camping to motorhome?"
It's definitely on our to-do list. It's a matter of finding the right RV someday and making sure we can pull it with our truck.
Yeah.
So we've only got a Ram 1500, so we're a little bit more limited on what we can pull. And I don't think I would ever do a Class A or Class C. I like the idea more of pulling.
Now, I did see your video with your tent, the Coleman that you had. I don't know if you have a newer tent now, but that tent is huge. You know, where you were setting it up and the way you had the beds in there and how you were moving things around. And I was like, I couldn't believe how big that
And I
tent
can
was.
see up inside of it too.
Yeah. Yeah. It was pretty tall. Mm-hmm.
Yep. And it goes up so quick. We've had a number of people, like we were setting up one time, we got somewhere real late. It was a couple of years ago. And this guy's like, let me run back to my campsite and I'll get some stuff and some lights and I'll come back and help you set up. By the time he got back, I had the tent up. He's like, what just happened?
And it looks like the disassemble when you take it down is fairly quick too, right? It doesn't take long, Dave?
Once you get the stakes down, the poles, they're like telescoping.
Mm-hmm.
So once you just pop them, they all just slide together. And now I get out there, I have to hug it real tight and put the bag around it. That's the hardest part.
And BB, he also put air conditioner in his tents. That was like awesome.
I was going to say something about the air conditioning. I remember years ago when we were, right before we got a camper, we were done with the heat. We just couldn't handle it anymore. So we tried several different ways to get the air conditioner to work. I think we finally got it to work a couple of times, but then we were like, this is just too much. So we ended up going to a camper. But I hear that you actually figured it out and you have air conditioning in your tent.
We've got a portable air conditioner, so it's not like a window one, it's on rollers. And then it has a hose on the back of it, like a dryer hose. And then we just run that out of the door of the tent along with the power cord. And we wrap a towel around it and then zip right to it and keeps the insects out. The towel helps keep the insects out. And then that exhaust heat just goes right out the door through that hose. Now, the problem we had, though, is I thought, okay, I need to close it up so that I don't suck any hot air in. Well, the tent started to suck in on itself. So More recently, I had someone comment on my YouTube video about it, and he said there are a slightly more expensive model that has 2 hoses, one that takes the air in and one that pushes the air out. And he said if you get that one, you won't have the problem with it sucking the tent in, and it's more effective because the one we have, he said, is actually reusing the already cold air, and it's less effective. So I started looking at those. I'm like, very interesting. I would like a more effective air conditioner.
And did you not say that it's actually a lot stronger of an air conditioner that RVs have?
Yes, it's a 14,000 BTU AC. And the standard RV one, I think, is 13,500.
Mm-hmm.
So,
wow.
yeah, it's not effective in the sun. So at high noon, when it's 106 out, it's useless. Get out of the tent.
Yeah.
But once the sun goes down, you kick this thing on, and yeah, you've got a nice, cool, dry tent to go to sleep in.
It's actually makes it very comfortable at nighttime.
Oh, wow.
I remember seeing a campground that had the full window unit, and they put it up on a table, and then they somehow took, the things that hook to your dryer and blow that out the back of your house.
Yeah,
Slinky
that's what I've seen.
They had one of those, and it funneled to the top of the tent and blew the air down into the top of the tent. So the air conditioning wasn't actually in the tent, but they got the air in there, and I was like, that is quite a setup.
Good idea.
That's good.
Yep.
Nice.
Let me look over here and see if we have questions.
Now that AC in the tent video has actually been our what is that, bread and butter. I was shocked at how well it's doing. It's on its way to 9,000 views right now, and it came out
viral.
Yes.
Yeah.
It brings in 100 to 200 views a day.
Probably because people are wanting to know how you. Yeah, they want to know how you're doing it. I've seen so many people try and fail at it. It looks like you've succeeded so far.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
Our best days in July would be Sunday afternoon to Sunday evening, as I suspect people were coming back from a weekend trip and they're like, oh, it was so hot. How do we? And then they go on YouTube and they search for how to cool a tent and they find my video.
Now, are you still using the ceiling fan?
The ceiling fan, we haven't quite figured out how to rig it up there yet, because we don't want to tape anything to the canvas because we're afraid about ruining the water seal. The problem we ran into with that ceiling fan, and BB, do we call you BB?
Yeah.
So we found an 18-inch ceiling fan that's powered by USB, and it's actually fairly effective, and it's got a little mount you can hang it. The problem is it puts a bunch of torque on the wire, and if you don't have the wire like strapped to something to hold it in place, then it just winds it all up till it stops. So I have to figure out a way to make that wire stick in place so that it doesn't yank it out, and then we could just take along like a battery pack and hang that up in the tent and have a ceiling fan in there.
Wonder if would zip ties work if you zip tied it to that wire to the post and just cut the zip ties each time? I know that's kind of a lot of work, but
the posts are on the outside, but you know what, that actually, there's vents at the top. You actually bring up a valid point. I could probably wire that up before I put the ring.
Look at you, BB.
Oh, thank you. Give me a great
I had a family of 5 trying to camp all the time, and I was like, I gotta figure out how to keep these kids happy so we can stay out here. So we do have another question, and that is, can you put a stovepipe opening to put the hose through so you don't need to have to use the door? So I guess that's kind of saying the same thing, like ventilating it, because you do vent it out with hose, right?
Right. The only opening our tent really has, we do have the vents at the top. They're only, I mean, the zipper is about that long. It might be a little tight to get it out. We don't have the kind of tent that has what she's referring to. She's referring to a tent that's used more in the wintertime where they take the stoves along and put them inside.
Okay.
I've looked at a lot of those. Those are like the dream tents.
Yeah.
It costs as much as an RV.
Oh, wow.
We still have our tent. It was a Coleman cabin camping tent. I don't know if you've ever seen those. They look like a giant cabin, and they have a closet in it.
Yep.
I mean, they're shaped the same way as a cabin and everything, but it's a pretty nice tent. Still works.
Now, with the air conditioner thing, I have seen online where at one point Ozark Trail was making ones that had a slot for a window air conditioner. And I have been not able to track down like when they sold it at Walmart or if anybody still has them for sale. But like, why did they quit? They should have kept making that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand why they would quit doing that, because I know everybody that's out there during the summer wants themselves an air conditioning in there.
Yes. And the window units are quite a bit more effective since you don't have to, like I said, worry about where it's just recirculating the same air through it.
Yeah.
All right.
Any other questions? It's all right.
I'm looking through the chat. I was paying attention to you and not really paying attention to the chat. Sorry, chat.
I tried out a live stream the other day, and I can see how that is easy to do.
Yeah, Lynn. Yeah, Lynn had a question.
Okay.
Yeah, I was trying to scroll up and find it, but I can't. She had asked about moving, if you ever thought about moving anywhere else.
Outside of Texas?
Yeah.
Our dream has always been Colorado Springs.
Yes.
Beautiful air, beautiful scenery.
Yeah, I agree.
But we love Texas so much, so it's hard to. Texas has been a great state for many reasons.
Yeah, I heard that Texas has an area that's very, very warm all the time. It never really gets cold. And then they have other areas that get cold. The area you're in, what's the weather like around there? Is it kind of medium? Or?
Well, July and August is like a furnace.
What?
Yeah. And then it can get cold from November to February. I mean, there are times it can drop to like 26 degrees, but that's going to be like 5 in the morning. By the time the sun comes up, it's back up to like 50. So that's kind of what a winter day is like. Occasionally it'll be so cold it will stay 30 degrees all day, but those are really rare. So.
See, I think I might like that environment. I'm in Missouri, and we either have you're burning up and you feel like you've been to hell and you're still there, or you're freezing and you can't feel your toes and your fingers because there's frostbite. You're either in one or the other. There's no real happy medium.
And you probably get snow and ice there too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, see, we don't get that.
Yeah.
There's an imaginary line between us and Austin because we're south of Austin. And Austin will get a few snowflakes, and then they'll say, there's one snowflake coming. Oh, no. I have had that. I saw where the news said, it's going to snow, and I literally saw one snowflake fall down. And I go, well, there.
I remember when my boyfriend moved here. He came from Florida. He's lived there his whole life. So he had never experienced fall or spring or what snow is or any of that. And it was neat the first year to see him kind of see all that stuff for the first time. And then we got to the winter and we had a major ice storm. And he's like, I don't know how to drive in it. I'm like, okay, here we go. I'm teaching a Florida boy to drive in huge, thick ice. And I got a call that very first time he went on his own. And he said, well, I made it about halfway. I pulled into a neighborhood and you're going to have to come get me now.
Yeah, they shut our roads down for barely having any snow. They'll shut down the highways.
Yeah. What part of Florida was he from?
Near the Space Center.
Okay. Yeah, that spot down to Miami, they don't ever warm up down there.
He was about 15 minutes from the beach. Yeah, about 15 minutes from the beach. It was perfect setup, and then he met me, and he's here now.
But it's humid down there. How's the humidity in Missouri?
It's humid.
Okay.
Yeah, we have all the weather, all of it.
What I say down here is we've got 10 months of nice outdoor weather, And then July and August, you hide in the air conditioning.
Yes.
See, I think I could do. I was talking to Uncle Lisa. He's from Finland. He's a channel here. And I don't think he's in here tonight, but he's from Finland. And we were talking about the weather. And he was saying it's starting to cool down there. And it's going into the fall, autumn season. And I said, yeah, we don't cool down here until October into November. And then it just goes straight from hot to freezing cold. Like there's no in between.
Yeah.
Well, we had a cloudy, overcast day today here, and it was nice. I enjoyed it.
Gain our
Yeah, I
destinations.
think we're probably only like 95 today.
Yeah, it was a nice day.
Yeah. Only.
Wasn't 106.
Yeah.
Kay and our destinations is from Kansas, Missouri, and they said, "Amen, sister." They agree about the weather here. And then Ford Man, aka Kenneth Oaks, is asking about Meant to Be. She's having some trouble with her internet tonight, so just us ladies. She had to hop down.
Yeah. So what does the future look for Texas family camping? You're going to be doing more state parks?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. We had our state park annual pass. It was supposed to be good till the end of the year, but because of the lockdown situation, they extended it till the end of February. So we can get into state parks for another 6 months, get discounts on our campsites there. And then I guess when we get to February, we'll have to decide if we want to try a different route.
Yeah.
We've looked at possibly the LCRA parks, but they don't have as many to cover. I'm not sure if an annual pass would be as effective. There's still a lot of state parks to do reviews on. So
Right. I really loved, I don't know what it's actually called. I always call it the dinosaur park because I'm big into dinosaurs and I want to go there bad. I really loved that video you put out. Yeah.
Oh, that wasn't me.
It wasn't
That
you?
Nope. That was probably Mr. S Travel Quest. My buddy.
You didn't put one out when you were at the park?
Not on Dinosaur Valley. We haven't been there yet. We will be.
I thought you guys were swimming in the park. No?
We were swimming in other parks.
Okay. I'm sorry, David.
That's all right.
Do that one for me.
We will. We are going to go there. I'm not going to say when. We don't like to tell people where we're going. We only like to tell people where we've been.
Mm-hmm.
So we did education last week as a topic, and I just kind of want to touch on that with you all because we have people that homeschool and are on the road. We have people that are doing remote schooling, and then we have kids that are going to school, and then we have hybrid. So education's kind of all over the place right now. So I was wondering, what do you do with your girls?
We homeschool. We were using a program, Time for Learning, but that wasn't really working out for us. So now we're just trying to piece things together. And that's the beauty of homeschool is that you can do that. Yeah. So if one thing isn't working, you can just try something else.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you, Nursing Our Travel Bug, they've been doing it for a couple years now. And I think they started the homeschool process in Texas. Is that right, Nette?
Yeah.
I think so. If you want to touch base with Nursing Our Travel Bug, I'm sure they've got tons of great ideas. I think they had to switch programs too. They're in the chat here tonight. So
awesome. Hello.
And then, Dave, you do IT?
I do. This is my work laptop hiding under here. I'm able to switch. I got 2 monitors that go from editing to working remotely at my office.
Mm-hmm. So do you work mostly from home, or?
I do now. We were set up to do 1 day a week from home before the lockdown hit. Because we do IT, we still need somebody in the office to turn everybody else's computers back on when they make a mistake. So typically on Thursdays, I'm in the office. And I'm doing the same kind of work, but then you get a call and like, hey, 3rd floor needs you to go turn a computer back on. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So are you liking?
What's up?
Are you liking that current schedule better than the going in every day, or?
Oh yeah, it took some getting used to at first, but I'm getting into a routine now, and there's too much work to be doing to. So as hard as I try to slack off, it's like I gotta do work.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Now, Lizzie Oki was asking about his hair. She noticed how long your hair is.
Yeah, they said, is his hair longer or is hers?
I think hers might be,
Yeah, mine is longer.
but
Yeah.
not for long.
Yeah.
Not for
My
long.
grandma keeps asking me, when are you gonna cut your hair? And just to tease her, I say never.
Yes.
All right. Are there any parks / states? I know you said Colorado Springs, I think was something, but is there any other places that is like
That we want to like just visit or live in?
visit? And not necessarily has to be a dream one either. It could just be like, oh, I heard that place is interesting, and I'd like to maybe check that out one day.
Me personally, I'd like to see every state, but how about you? Do you have any on your mind that stick out? I know I hear a lot of nice things about Utah. I've seen a lot of beautiful videos in Utah, and I've never been to Utah.
No,
No?
not particularly.
Okay.
Yeah, I heard Utah is pretty cool too. Oh, there's one that everybody talks about is so gorgeous. Is it Zion? Is that what it's called, Nette? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think that's one of them. They
Yeah.
also have, I hear about Moab. We've got friends that do jeeping.
Mhm.
They like to go to Moab.
Oh no, got the chapstick out. That is an IT thing. Mal carries chapstick too, BB. So
Yes.
Yes.
This is my addiction. I have one here on the desk. I've got one next to the bed. I've got one in my pocket. I've got spares everywhere.
I got the little keychain things, and you put your chapstick in it, and then you hook the keychain things everywhere. Like I have one on my purse, one's hung in my car, one's on my nightstand, and then I just have them everywhere. And I think they were like a pack of 10 of them was $3 on Amazon. I was like, these are great. Now I never lose my chapstick.
So it sounds like you're addicted to chapstick too.
Yes, just a little.
That's been one of the hardest parts for me with the whole mask orders going out is you put the mask directly on the mouth and it's wiping the chapstick off. And now I'm like getting irritated walking around the grocery store. You find me in the back corner of the grocery store putting chapstick on.
Then I guess you completely understand a woman with makeup's point of view with those masks. Their makeup ends up on the mask and all over their face looks funny.
We take our mask off and it looks like our face. Like,
and you get a line where you have no foundation on anymore.
It's like, oh.
I painted myself to look like a clown one day for YouTube, but now I just look like a clown every time I go out wearing the mask.
Well, you should just get a clown mask then. I think I saw one for the Joker earlier today.
Yeah.
It looked like Bob Adventures on Wheels actually lived in Moab for a while.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we've got about 15 minutes left, and I just want to give you an opportunity to kind of talk about your channel, which we've been doing, but if you have anything coming up or any special videos you think people would like the most or anything like that, just kind of shout it all out there.
Have anything special we should bring up? I know I haven't done as much with the drone as I'd like to, but for next Monday on Labor Day, I've got a music video. That's something I usually do on Mondays. It's just like a shorter music video because I would make videos that'd be 20, 28 minutes long. And obviously, there's not a lot of people out there that watch that whole video. And I'd have these musical segments throughout it. And so I started I'd take that musical segment out, make its own video, and release it on Mondays. And it gives people an opportunity to come. And if they don't have time to watch my long videos, they can at least get a shorter glimpse of what we're about. So I just took all the drone footage we got and put together a pretty cool music video. It's going to come out on Labor Day. I'm kind of excited about that. Put that together last night. And
is that going to be a video, David, or a premiere?
That one's just going to be regular video. And then we've got a premiere showing off our new tent.
Oh, cool.
Next Thursday. There's going to be a couple of cool surprises in there. Honestly, don't want to give anything away. We talked about the video editing and stuff, and I'm a big fan of some of these big movies out there. Like, you know, I've got an Iron Man mask and I've got a Captain America shield. So if everybody tunes into that, it's not this Thursday, but the next Thursday. It's going to be just in the first 30 seconds, I think it's going to make everybody go, what?
So throughout the stream, we've been dropping your link, and I think you probably have some people that came over and visited you. And then Nomadic Hippie said, you should fly the drone. Now, he's our jokester. You should fly the drone inside the campground, outhouses, and then get the aerial shot above the toilet.
No matter
Can you imagine?
Challenging me because I just might do it.
Yeah.
That would be fantastic. Have a drone fly in right above the toilet and zoom in on it.
And then he knows how crazy I am because I just did an imitation of Gary the other day, and when I commit to doing something, it gets pretty crazy.
Yep.
In fact, BB, have you seen that video? Because I actually did a stunt in that one. I do my own stunts.
I have not seen it just yet. I'm trying to catch up, and I've been trying to catch up on all yours. I'm bad about commenting just because I'm watching them while I'm doing something else, and then the video ends. But I did go through and see that you have several masks.
Yeah.
I lost track of all of the characters that you can be.
She wants me to get more because it's such a popular topic, and I'm like, I don't know what other masks to buy at this point.
Yeah.
Other people say scary stuff, but we are not. We don't really like scary stuff ourselves, so we tend to stay away from horror stuff.
Yeah. We've been buying masks for a while, so just him having the idea to go to the grocery store with that's all on him again. That was brilliant. I love it. So
I love that. We used to dress up as unicorns. We had unicorn onesies, and Bulldog is my significant other, and he's a very large man with a big old beard, and here he is in his purple unicorn outfit, and us and the kids are all in these unicorn outfits going out to dinner or going to the store. And this is before I started YouTube, and I tried to talk them all into doing it again for a video, and they're like, we're teenagers now. And that's not happening.
That would be an amazing video.
yes.
I would love that.
Question.
Okay.
Have you ever thought of doing your own lives?
Yes, it's on my mind. I don't want to like rely on them. I don't think I could come up with the content to do a live constantly like some of y'all do. But I think it's fun, and I get a few ideas here and there, and I'm thinking maybe like a once a month would work for me. I think I can bring up enough content to do like a once a month live, and I'm as crazy as I'm afraid it would turn into like a Saturday Night Live, and I'd probably be back here changing.
You'll be bringing out props and all kinds of stuff.
I do have an idea for you.
Oh, you got it. Yeah.
I do have an idea for you.
Okay.
It's not necessarily like the plastic big mask, but they have these outfits. It's a full body outfit, but you can just have the head part, and it like they have them in black or green, and you can see through it, but it turns you into like almost a shadow. So if you were to wear a black one, you would be like a shadow on the wall, because that's all you can see. Something with that would be pretty hilarious, even if you just used the head and like popped out and made it like a thriller or something.
Like the green screen, baby? Is that what you're talking about? Like the green screen? Yeah. That's
where you blend
cool.
into things.
I think I'd be a little self-conscious about my belly. I'm tall, but I have a belly, and so it's.
Well, I've actually seen, like Theresa, you couldn't see her, and then she would come out and all you saw was her head and come back. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That does sound fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can like wear the right color, and if you have like just a green sheet behind you, and then you like come forward, it would be hilarious.
That's a good idea. Be stewing on the back burner for a little while now.
Mhm.
It might be a while before it comes forward, but it just might.
Well, I want to take a minute and just thank you for coming up. We really appreciate you coming and talking to us, and I definitely enjoy talking about bathrooms. So thank you. I'm not strange chat. But thank you so much for coming and being with us tonight. I appreciate it.
Well, we thank y'all for having us.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Okay. Have a good night.
Bye.
Y'all too. Good night,
Good
everybody.
night. Thank you.
All right. So, Nettie, next week. What are we up to next week? Do we want to tell everybody?
Yeah. It's going to be very fun.
Next week, we're going to discuss change, and we're going to have 3 additional ladies up here on the panel with us. I think we're going to leave it as a little bit of a surprise as to who's going to come with us, but we're going to discuss change. I think everybody here is going through some kinds of changes in their life currently, so it'll be interesting to see how everybody's handling it or what the best way to deal with it is and stuff like that. So that's going to be the topic next week. Bob says, I bet you're up to trouble next week. Who, us? I think Nettie froze on me. What's going on with the internet tonight? I have no idea. Cha-cha-cha changes. She's back.
I'm back. I was frozen too.
So Bob said cha-cha-cha changes. So you excited about next week?
That was a pretty great live.
That was. I love anybody that's willing to talk about bathrooms, and the fact that they love bathrooms. That's perfect for me.
Yeah. And they're thanking us in the chat. We had such a great time.
They are super sweet, and I can't wait to get to know them better. I really enjoyed talking with them tonight. If you don't have them yet, what are you doing? We dropped a link over there. I know Bob's been over there working busy dropping links. So thank you, Bob's Adventure, for dropping the links. If you don't have them yet, go check them out. Oh, somebody's throwing stuff in my house. I hear it. All right. Tommy Travels says the Four Seasons has glorious toilets. Linda R. said, that's my kind of camping too.
Yeah.
I'm losing Nettie, everyone. All right. Well, I think just because of technical difficulties and the throwing things in the background that I hear, I think we're going to go ahead and end it just a few minutes early tonight. What do you think, Nettie? Oh, she froze on me again. All right. Well, I'm BB with Beyond Beauty 3, and that is... Let's see if we can get her to talk.
Nettie from MelNetteLivingFreeZipCodeless. Sending love your way.
Wishing you all much kindness. Bye for now, everybody.